My perfect sister tried to steal my promotion, but our CEO saw through her lies and fired her instead. My sister, Clara, has always been the golden child. Since we were little, she was the one who got perfect grades, excelled at every sport she tried, and charmed everyone she met. I, on the other hand, was always just there. The quiet, studious one who preferred books to social gatherings, and whose achievements, while respectable, never quite shone as brightly as Clara's. Our parents, bless their hearts, always insisted they loved us equally, but their actions often told a different story. Clara's milestones were celebrated with grand parties and expensive gifts, while mine were met with a polite nod and a "that's nice, dear." I learned early on not to expect too much, to find my validation in my own accomplishments, however small they seemed in comparison. After college, we both ended up working for the same large tech company, though in different departments. I was in product development, a role that suited my analytical mind and meticulous nature. Clara, with her magnetic personality and knack for networking, quickly climbed the ranks in marketing. She was a natural, always in the thick of things, effortlessly schmoozing clients and delivering flashy presentations. I, meanwhile, was content to be a quiet force, churning out innovative designs and optimizing user experiences behind the scenes. We rarely interacted at work, which suited me fine. Our sibling dynamic, while not openly hostile, was definitely strained by years of unspoken competition and parental favoritism. A few months ago, an incredible opportunity arose. The company was launching a new division focused on AI integration, a cutting-edge field I had been passionately studying in my free time. A senior director position opened up, a role that would oversee the entire product roadmap for this new, incredibly exciting venture. It was a huge leap, a chance to truly make my mark, and I knew, deep down, that I was qualified. I had been instrumental in several successful projects, my designs consistently received positive feedback, and I had even presented a few internal workshops on AI ethics and implementation, which had garnered significant attention from upper management. I spent weeks meticulously preparing my application. I refined my resume, crafted a compelling cover letter outlining my vision for the new division, and gathered glowing recommendations from colleagues and mentors. The interview process was rigorous, involving multiple rounds with various department heads, including the CEO himself. I poured my heart and soul into each stage, feeling a surge of genuine excitement and confidence with every successful interview. This wasn't just a job, it was a passion project, a chance to build something truly transformative. Then, Clara got involved. I heard whispers through the office grapevine that she was also interested in the senior director position. At first, I dismissed it. Clara had no background in product development or AI. Her expertise was in marketing and brand strategy. It made no sense. But the whispers grew louder, more insistent. People started asking me if I knew Clara was applying, with a knowing look in their eyes that suggested there was more to it. One evening, I confronted her about it. We were at our parents' house for a Sunday dinner, a rare occurrence where we were both present. "Clara," I began, trying to keep my voice neutral, "I heard you're applying for the new AI director role." She smiled, a sweet, innocent smile that never quite reached her eyes. "Oh, that? Yes, I thought it sounded interesting. A new challenge, you know." "But Clara," I said, trying to contain my frustration, "you don't have any experience in AI or product development. It's a highly technical role." Her smile didn't waver. "Well, I'm a fast learner, and I'm good with people. That's what leadership is all about, isn't it? Inspiring a team, setting a vision." She then subtly shifted the conversation, mentioning how she had casual lunches with the CEO's executive assistant and had chatted with a few board members about the company's future direction. The implication was clear. She had connections, and she wasn't afraid to use them. A knot of dread tightened in my stomach. This was classic Clara. She was brilliant at leveraging her charm and connections to get what she wanted, regardless of her actual qualifications. I knew she was ambitious, but to actively try and snatch a role that was so clearly outside her domain, and that I had worked so hard for, felt like a betrayal. Over the next few days, I noticed a subtle shift in the office atmosphere. Colleagues who had been supportive and enthusiastic about my applications suddenly seemed hesitant, their congratulations tinged with an uncomfortable awkwardness. I started hearing more about Clara's qualifications, how she was a visionary leader, how her interpersonal skills were exactly what the new division needed. It was as if a subtle campaign was being waged, undermining my years of hard work with vague platitudes about soft skills. The final round of interviews for the senior director position was approaching. I was scheduled to present my comprehensive 5-year product roadmap to a panel consisting of the CEO, the CTO, and the head of HR. It was a culmination of months of research, planning, and late-night brainstorming sessions. I had designed a robust, scalable strategy that addressed not only technological innovation but also ethical considerations and market integration. The day before my presentation, I received an anonymous email. It contained a forwarded message chain, clearly from Clara's work account. The subject line read, "Urgent, AI Division Strategy." My heart pounded as I scrolled through. It was a detailed outline of a product roadmap, almost identical to mine, but with a few key differences. It was more abstract, less technically specific, and heavily emphasized strategic partnerships and brand synergy, Clara's buzzwords. What truly shocked me was the attached research document. It was a poorly disguised rehash of several internal memos I had circulated months ago, stripped of their technical depth and peppered with Clara's marketing jargon. The email chain showed Clara forwarding this document to the executive assistant of the CEO, with a note, "Thought this might be useful for CEO's name, to get a head start on understanding my vision for the new AI division. I've been working on this for a while." My hands trembled as I read the email again. Clara wasn't just applying for the role, she was actively trying to plagiarize my work and present it as her own, watered down for a less technical audience. She was attempting to leverage her connections to get her ideas in front of the CEO before my official presentation, hoping to preempt my genuine proposal. It was a blatant act of sabotage, a calculated move to discredit me and position herself as the innovative leader. I took a deep breath, trying to calm the storm raging inside me. Anger, hurt, and a profound sense of betrayal washed over me. This wasn't just about a promotion anymore. It was about integrity, about my professional reputation, and about Clara's complete disregard for ethical conduct. I spent the rest of the evening debating what to do. Should I confront her again? Should I go to HR? The anonymous email was a gift, a smoking gun, but revealing it might expose the person who sent it. And even with proof, Clara was a master manipulator. She could twist things, deny everything, or worse, try to claim I was the one trying to sabotage her. I decided on a different strategy. I would stick to my original plan for the presentation, but I would also subtly weave in elements that would expose Clara's plagiarism without directly accusing her. I would emphasize the technical complexities she had glossed over, the specific challenges she had ignored, and the detailed solutions she hadn't bothered to understand. I would make it undeniable that my understanding of the subject matter was far superior, and that her vision was superficial at best. The next day, the presentation room was buzzing with anticipation. The CEO, a shrewd and perceptive man known for his keen intellect, sat front and center. I took a deep breath and began, launching into my meticulously crafted roadmap. I spoke with passion and conviction, detailing the intricate technical architecture, the innovative algorithms, and the robust ethical framework I had developed. I presented detailed financial projections, market analyses, and risk assessments. I answered every question with confidence, demonstrating a comprehensive understanding of every facet of the project. Throughout my presentation, I made sure to highlight the specific technical challenges that Clara's watered-down document had conveniently omitted. I showcased the rigorous testing protocols I had designed, the advanced machine learning models I proposed, and the potential pitfalls that only someone with deep technical knowledge would foresee. I subtly emphasized the details that were crucial for success, the kind of details a true product developer would obsess over, but a marketer would likely overlook. I didn't mention Clara, but I knew that anyone who had seen her document would immediately recognize the stark contrast. As I wrapped up, the CEO leaned forward, a thoughtful expression on his face. "That was incredibly thorough," he said, his gaze fixed on me. "I especially appreciate your insights into the ethical implications of AI deployment. It's a critical area that often gets overlooked in the rush for innovation." Just as I felt a wave of relief wash over me, the door opened, and in walked Clara, impeccably dressed and radiating her usual confident charm. She was carrying a sleek tablet. My stomach dropped. I hadn't anticipated her showing up during my presentation. "Excuse me," she said, flashing a dazzling smile at the panel. "I just wanted to pop in and offer my support for my sister, and perhaps share a few additional thoughts on the strategic direction of the AI division, if you have a moment." The CEO raised an eyebrow, a flicker of something unreadable in his eyes. "Ms. Clara's last name. We are in the middle of a private presentation. What makes you think this is an appropriate time?" Clara's smile faltered for a fraction of a second, but she quickly recovered. "Oh, I apologize, Mr. Henderson. I just thought, given the importance of this new venture, a fresh perspective from a marketing angle might be valuable. I have a few slides here that I believe could complement my name's excellent technical overview." She gestured to her tablet. The head of HR, a stern woman known for her adherence to protocol, interjected, "Ms. Clara's last name. This is highly irregular. Your scheduled presentation is tomorrow, if indeed you have one." Clara waved a dismissive hand. "Oh, no. I just wanted to informally share some early thoughts on market positioning and brand integration. I've been working closely with my team on some preliminary concepts, and I thought the panel would find them insightful." At this point, I knew I couldn't stay silent. The anonymous email was burning a hole in my pocket, so to speak. "Clara," I said, my voice steady despite the tremor in my hands, "I appreciate your enthusiasm, but my presentation covers the product roadmap, which includes market analysis and strategic positioning from a product development perspective. It's quite comprehensive." Clara laughed, a light, tinkling sound that grated on my nerves. "Oh, darling, I'm sure it is. But sometimes, you need a broader, more visionary approach. A true leader understands that product is just one piece of the puzzle. You need to capture the hearts and minds of the consumers." She then tried to subtly slide her tablet onto the table, attempting to open her slides. That's when the CEO intervened. His voice, usually calm and measured, held a sharp edge. "Ms. Clara's last name. Are you attempting to present a vision that you've been working on, perhaps, in advance of your official presentation?" Clara's face blanched slightly. "Well, yes, Mr. Henderson. As I said, just some early thoughts. And these early thoughts," the CEO continued, his gaze piercing, "do they happen to involve a 5-year product roadmap that emphasizes strategic partnerships and brand synergy, with a strong focus on capturing hearts and minds?" Clara's eyes darted to me, then back to the CEO. She tried to maintain her composure, but a faint flush crept up her neck. "Why, yes, Mr. Henderson. Those are indeed some of the key pillars of my strategic thinking." The CEO slowly picked up a printout from his desk. It was a copy of the very same document Clara had emailed to his executive assistant. He held it up. "This document, Ms. Clara's last name, was forwarded to my office yesterday, claiming to be your early thoughts on the AI division strategy. However, much of its core content, specifically the technical architecture and ethical framework, bears a striking resemblance to internal memos circulated by Ms. My name several months ago, and her comprehensive presentation today." A gasp rippled through the room. Clara's face was now a mask of horror. "Mr. Henderson, I don't know what you're talking about. Those are my ideas. I've been developing them for weeks." The CTO, who had been silently observing the exchange, now spoke up. "Ms. Clara's last name. The technical specifics outlined in your document are, frankly, rudimentary. They lack the depth and practical feasibility that Ms. my name, has demonstrated today. Furthermore, the research you've presented is a superficial rehash of existing internal documents, which Ms. My name authored. There's a clear discrepancy in the level of understanding. The head of HR chimed in, her voice firm, and attempting to present informal ideas during a formal, confidential interview process is a severe breach of company protocol and ethical conduct. Ms. Clara's last name. Especially when those ideas appear to be largely unoriginal. Clara stammered, trying to formulate a defense, but her usual silver tongue had deserted her. I just wanted to contribute. I thought my marketing insights would be valuable. It wasn't intentional plagiarism. The CEO leaned back, his expression grim. Ms. Clara's last name. Intellectual property theft and attempting to mislead senior leadership are not minor infractions. This is a gross violation of company policy and a profound betrayal of trust. We pride ourselves on integrity and innovation, and your actions demonstrate a severe lack of both. He then looked directly at me. Ms. My name. Your presentation today was exemplary. Your depth of knowledge, your strategic vision, and your commitment to ethical AI development are exactly what we need for this critical new division. You have demonstrated not only technical brilliance but also remarkable composure under challenging circumstances. Then, he turned back to Clara, his voice devoid of warmth. Ms. Clara's last name. I regret to inform you that your employment with company name is terminated, effective immediately. Please gather your personal belongings and report to HR to complete your exit formalities. Your access to company systems will be revoked immediately. Clara looked as if she'd been struck. Her face was pale, her eyes wide with shock and disbelief. She tried to protest, but the CEO simply raised a hand, cutting her off. There will be no further discussion. This decision is final. She stumbled out of the room, leaving behind a stunned silence. I felt a mix of emotions, shock, relief, and a strange sense of vindication. It wasn't how I had envisioned getting the promotion, but the justice of it was undeniable. The CEO then formally offered me the Senior Director of AI Integration position. I accepted, my voice thick with emotion. He then spent some time discussing how they had been aware of Clara's networking and had found her documents suspicious, especially after seeing my detailed work. The anonymous email, he revealed, had been from the executive assistant, who felt uncomfortable with Clara's attempts to manipulate the process. They had been watching, waiting to see how it played out, and my professional conduct had solidified their decision. The news spread like wildfire through the company. Clara's carefully constructed image of the golden child crumbled overnight. She was swiftly escorted out of the building, her reputation in tatters. My parents, when they eventually heard the news, were devastated for Clara, of course. They called me, expressing their disappointment that I hadn't helped my sister, that I had allowed her to be misunderstood. I calmly explained the situation, detailing her plagiarism and unethical behavior, but they mostly focused on how this would impact Clara's future. It was a familiar pattern, and honestly, I was beyond caring about their misplaced sympathy that I've been in the new role for a few weeks now, and it's everything I dreamed of. I'm building an incredible team, driving innovative projects, and finally, my work is being recognized for its true value. My office is bustling, my days are challenging and fulfilling, and for the first time in my professional life, I feel truly seen and appreciated. As for Clara, I hear she's struggling to find another job. Her reputation precedes her, and the tech industry, despite its size, is surprisingly small when it comes to ethical breaches. I don't feel any joy in her downfall, but I also don't feel any regret. Sometimes, even the golden child has to face the consequences of their actions. And sometimes, the quiet, studious one finally gets their moment to shine, not because of connections or charm, but because of genuine talent and hard work.